Hello friends, welcome to today's daily devotion. This is Friday of Holy Week, the day that Jesus gave himself up, was hung on the cross, bled, and died. And because it's Holy Week, we are exploring this big question of what is sanctification? Another way of asking the question, why did Jesus do what he did on this day? And our answer, the bigger answer for today, comes to us from Jesus' own words as recorded in the Gospel of Matthew, Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. Hear now these words. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Jesus said it. But who is his kingdom, his righteousness? Well, that is God's kingdom, God's righteousness, and we are to seek this first. Well, what other things would be seeking other than that? Well, in the bigger context, Jesus has just been talking about how we should not be worrying about what we can eat or what we can wear, because God can take care of those things. But if we will seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, then everything else will be taken care of. Well, my friends, seeking his kingdom and his righteousness, that is what sanctification is. Putting God over self. Beginning of this week on Monday, we looked at take off the old self, put on the new. Well, the new is God's kingdom, God's righteousness, and Jesus died on this day, on this Good Friday, to give us access to God's goodness, God's kingdom, God's righteousness. On our own, we can never get there, but with Jesus, all things, even our sanctification, our being made holy as he is holy, God can and will accomplish this. And he wants you and me to cooperate in the process. On this day, all of his disciples ran away, and they were afraid. And their fears were not overcome until they learned that Jesus had not stayed dead, but rose again. You and I, we are already Easter people. Sunday doesn't come as a surprise, but it should come as joy. And so I invite you to come join us tonight as we reflect very somberly on the great sacrifice that Jesus made in order for us to receive his kingdom and righteousness. We will start our worship at 7:30 p.m. It is a worship of Tenebrae where we will remember the Passion of Jesus. We're at 185 Hillcrest Avenue in Goldston, North Carolina. Come be a part of this experience with us tonight. Sunday is a very special schedule because Sunday is a very special day. We are celebrating the resurrection of Jesus, and it will begin with a sunrise service. Now, not S-U-N, but S-O-N. It'll happen at 7:30 in the morning in the area outside the church, right next to the graveyard. What a better place to recognize that the grave is not the end than to be in the graveyard, in the cemetery, and celebrating that Jesus is alive. Following that service at 7:30, we will have a wonderful breakfast in our fellowship hall. Sunday school will be at a special time at 9 a.m., and the worship services will be at 10 a.m. So come and be a part of our Easter celebration after being part of our Good Friday experiences tonight. But most of all, I invite you to be on this journey toward sanctification. Allow God to work in you so that you seek his kingdom and his righteousness, and everything else will be added to you as well. And I'll see you on Monday for our next daily devotion.